There is a number of surf cities around the world, but I think there's no argument in anyone's mind that the Gold Coast is the epicentre, is the preeminent and the foremost surf city in the world.
And the bookends really are Duranbar and South Stratty, and in between, there's all our famous point breaks.
The Gold Coast has a unique five points that we run down the coast, from Snapper Rocks, Greenmount, Kirra, Currumbin and Burleigh, and they're some of the best waves in the world, and they're recognised as some of the best waves in the world.
The point breaks generally like east swells, but it'll be the southeast swells and the predominant southeast winds that really mould the point breaks and shape the banks and move the sand.
My favourite break by far would be Snapper. It's kind of my local break. I surf it all the time.
My favourite surf break on the Gold Coast would have to be South Stratty. I just love going over there and just the whole experience of it. Perfect peaks, lefts and rights out there, and yeah, it's just a great experience and a fun day out.
Duranbar Beach, it sneaks over into New South Wales, but Queensland claim it. It's a fantastic beach, such a high performance wave, perfect training ground for professional surfers.
Duranbar was not a surf break. In the 1960s, I'd go up there and look over Point Danger, and the river would come out and it was just a rip, like no man's land. The wall went out, and a few years later, Duranbar became a world-class beach break. Sand plus surf equals success, and was the sand bypass system. And even though there's been a lot of criticism of it, it did supply consistent sand to Froggy Beach at East Snapper there, which came around and made Snapper a very, very consistent break. I mean, much more consistent than it used to be.
I really enjoy Snapper. I think that's my favourite. Just like on its really good day, it's a pumping right-hander. I know it's crowded, but it's still fun to go out and work around them and manipulate, maybe if I get this guy to paddle for this wave, I can have the good one behind it.
It's a pretty good wave 300 days a year, and that's going to be, obviously a fantastic training ground.
You're growing up in the most beautiful place, and you're blessed with some of the best waves in the world.
I think the Gold Coast is producing so many surfers just because of the breaks we got here on offer. The talent level just keeps getting better every year, so everyone's pushing each other.
Pre-Big Groin Kirra was a perfect wave. When they put the Big Groin in, we lucked out. I mean, it just extended the ride. It made Kirra, Big Groin became a huge feature, and it held a bigger swell, and you got longer barrels. Just having these surf breaks like Kirra and Burleigh, in particular Kirra and Burleigh, had hugely developed my surfing. Riding long walls, steep barrelling walls, and I was able to take that to all parts of the world.
The beach breaks from, say, Burleigh to Surfers Paradise can be good on their day, especially through the summer with the northerly winds, and if the sand's right and there's a little bit of swell, you can still find a wave up there on your own.
I think the waves here, from being a surfer on the Pro Tour to just a beginner, there's a lot of forgiving waves here. You catch your rail and you kind of slip and stumble, it doesn't pass you up like some of the other waves in the world, and they give you a bit of time to recorrect and start again, and they're long enough that you can do 10 turns on a wave.
I think myself and Mark Occhilupo moving here showed some of the younger guys under us that there's a great living to be made out of surfing, but you just need to apply yourself a little bit more and treat it a little bit more like a business.
It's the breeding ground for world champions pretty much as well, like Rabbit and Steph.
We had the likes of Parko and Mick Fanning. There's new Jack Freestone now.
There's just so many outlets to better yourself to become a pro surfer. So yeah, it's a great place to live.
I think it's really important that, you know, our point breaks have been recognised as national surfing reserves.
There are only 18 beaches in Australia that have been declared national surf reserves.
These are places very important. There's a spiritual significance. There's a significance to the culture of surfing.
The 3 surf reserves in the Gold Coast, Kirra, Greenmount, Rainbow Bay, succession of waves. You've got Currumbin right here, the centre of the Gold Coast if you like. The Alley, very famous right back to the 1950s, surfing toothpicks. And Burleigh Heads, well, that's just iconic.
It's important to protect the beaches and what is going on with the beaches, because you do have future generations coming through with your surfing.
The overcrowding is going to be the biggest issue facing the Gold Coast. All roads lead to the surf here. So many people keep moving to the area. You know, the population projections continue to rise all the time. So we need more surf amenity. We need to address this and look beyond the horizon. We need to see what it's going to be like here in 5 years' time.